This is a screencast showing you how to do the register and some of the further functions of the register in iSAMS. So I'm going to click on the wizard bar and click on Take a Register, and you can see at the moment I'm viewing outside of the registration time, but that doesn't matter. You can still actually take the register. This drop down menu, you can see here now we've got all of the days since the start of term, and we have here the AM registration, which is for the whole school, and these are the periods for secondary, periods 1 to 8. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to have a look at the register from last Friday, because on last Friday I had a year 8 science lesson. So I'm going to go to the 19th of September, and I'm going to select this. My lesson was after lunch, so that's period 7, and you can see I was teaching actually year 8, and that was a tutor group, so I would select the tutor group from this drop down menu, and it was 8B. But if I was teaching a set, then these are all of the different sets that are occurring at that particular time. Now I'm admin, so I see all of the sets that are available, but you should see just the set that you're teaching. Let's go to 8B, so I'm going to select 8B, and you can see there was the data for that particular lesson. When I mouse over these boxes, you can see it actually tells me that this was 19th of September AM registration, period 1, period 2, and you can see we move on through those different days. The 19th of September was actually on Friday, and on Friday there was no school. That's why there was no registration taken that particular day. But I can edit all of these things if I wanted to. Obviously all of my students were there at that particular time. Now what iSAMS does when you're taking the register, it actually maximizes the pages so that you can see all of the students. And because it's maximized, you actually may want to get that drop down menu back, or the filters back, and you can do that by clicking here on options, and it says show filters, and now you get those filters back again, and you can navigate obviously back to any of these particular days, and you can edit any of those days. So for example, if I had a student which I did not receive a note for, but then their parents let me know that they were sick or it's a medical appointment, then I should go back and change that such that we then have a note for that student, and then that student has an authorized absence rather than an unauthorized absence. You can also see as well, now if I go back to today, and if I go to the AM registration for, let's choose actually Barry Oakes' class 12.0, you can now see Barry, when you see this video, don't worry, this person should be here hopefully, and you can click yes. But now when I click the late button, if they arrive at 7:41, because Barry's very strict on his lates, now we can actually put that this person arrived at 7:41 for a late. When we click yes, you can see the color changes to a green color. When we click no, then you can see it changes to a pink color. Now I think the fastest way to register all of the students is just click all present. So if you click all present, you can see obviously I'm registering some students that are already not present, so I'm just going to click set all, and they all go green. And I could just wait until this save disappears, or I could click just force save, and you can see it actually saved just before I clicked force save, and that's why it's saying that there's no data actually to be saved. And it says up here I've registered 16 out of 16 pupils. Now that tutor group has been registered, so when Barry comes in this morning to actually register this class, he will see them all as green. I will let Barry know so that he doesn't panic. This hopefully will answer some of the questions that people have with regards to the register. So the fastest way, again, click all present, and then if there is a student that is not there, just click no and give the reason for them not being present. Once you receive the note, then you can go back into this AM registration at any time and change that note so that it becomes whatever the parent or the student has told you. Now, just to re-emphasize, these registers must be completed by everybody in the school, that's primary and secondary staff, before 10 AM. Obviously, during the registration period is the best, but if for some circumstances that you can't make it, then please go back and make sure that it is completed before 10 AM so that the transport department can use that information and adjust the buses accordingly. If you cannot get onto iSAMS, or if there's some technical problem, then please complete a paper-based registration and send it to the necessary primary or secondary offices. The secondary students should automatically, if they're late, they must go to the secondary office, and the secondary office will register them, give them a note, and then that note is taken to the class teacher if they're arriving period 1 or period 2. If you have a student that comes into your lesson in secondary and they have not received a note, please send them back to the secondary office so that the secondary office can register them. They must have been registered in the AM registration as either late or not there. Thank you very much. I hope that was useful.